arrested in the trial against the man known as the Canal Killer, Bryan Patrick Miller, found guilty of 2 murders.
That ruling just came down this afternoon, and the months-long trial finally came to an end more than 2 decades after those murders.
Ashley Perret is breaking down that verdict.
Right. It has been nearly 30 years since the murders, and we are just now getting that verdict today. Now, partly because Bryan Patrick Miller and his attorneys had been pleading an insanity defense for a very long time. But again, a judge finding him guilty 6 months after his trial began. Now, ABC 15 was in the courtroom today, just feet behind Miller, who had a face mask on, so it was hard to see any of his facial expressions. And we're told the victims' families were watching the verdict virtually. 21-year-old Angela Brasso and 17-year-old Melanie Bernis were murdered and mutilated back in 1992 and 93. Authorities say both disappeared while riding their bicycles along the canal in North Phoenix. DNA evidence collected in the aftermath of both of those crimes showed the attacks were linked to the same suspect. Miller was arrested for the murders in January 2015, but according to police, denied any involvement. A judge thinking otherwise. Here's what we heard today.
As to count 1, first-degree murder, Angela Brasso, as follows: guilty. As to count 2, first-degree murder, victim Melanie Bernis, as follows: guilty.
The court will now move into the aggravation or sentencing phase of the trial. The date still up in the air, as well as the death penalty that is still on the table. So we're hoping to learn more over the next couple of days. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we'll hear from someone who used to live in the area where both murders occurred. I'm Ashley Perret, ABC 15 Arizona.
Ashley, thank you. We've been following this trial since it started in October. To see all of our coverage, head to abc15.com.